In the shadows of Southeast Asia's bustling cities, covert meetings between Triad leaders and corrupt officials shape illicit alliances. These encounters, often held in dimly lit hotel rooms, involve the exchange of envelopes filled with cash or sensitive documents. The blurred faces and hushed tones underscore the secrecy of these dealings, which lay the foundation for a symbiotic relationship between organized crime and government power. Triad-fronted businesses, such as casinos and luxury resorts, operate under the guise of legality, often with government permits. These establishments serve as fronts for money laundering and other illicit activities. Officials publicly endorse these ventures by cutting ribbons at grand openings, masking the criminal enterprises beneath the glittering facades. This mutual benefit allows both parties to thrive, while maintaining a veneer of respectability. Triad-run protection rackets flourish under the tacit approval of local governments. Street market vendors are forced to pay fees to Triad enforcers, while police patrol the area without intervening. This dynamic highlights the complicity of authorities, who turn a blind eye to these schemes in exchange for their share of the profits or other favors. The victims, often small business owners, have no recourse but to comply. The Triad's control over drug trafficking routes is facilitated by the complicity of government officials. Seized drug shipments at ports are often inspected by corrupt authorities who allow the contraband to pass in exchange for bribes. This collusion ensures the smooth operation of drug corridors, enriching both the Triads and their government allies while devastating communities with addiction and violence. Triads exert influence over Southeast Asian politics by funding campaigns or intimidating opposition candidates. Backroom deals involving suitcases of cash ensure that sympathetic officials are elected, further entrenching the Triad's power. This political infiltration allows organized crime to operate with impunity, as elected leaders prioritize their benefactors' interests over those of the public they are sworn to serve. Police officers on the Triad payroll tip off their criminal allies about impending raids, ensuring that illegal operations remain undisturbed. This corruption is often facilitated through social gatherings at karaoke bars or private clubs, where bonds of loyalty are forged over drinks and laughter. This systemic rot undermines law enforcement's ability to combat organized crime effectively. Triad-run human trafficking networks operate with the tacit approval of government officials. At border checkpoints, cargo trucks transporting victims are waved through with minimal inspection. This exploitation of vulnerable individuals, often for forced labor or sexual exploitation, highlights the depth of corruption and the moral bankruptcy of those who enable it. As technology advances, Triads have expanded into cybercrime, running scams and fraud operations with the complicity of tech-savvy government officials. Server farms and data centers become hubs of illegal activity, with officials exchanging encrypted drives to facilitate these schemes. This modernization of collusion methods demonstrates the adaptability of organized crime in the digital age. A growing awareness of government Triad collusion has sparked public protests across Southeast Asia. Crowds gather outside courthouses and government buildings, burning effigies and demanding accountability. This rising societal tension underscores the frustration of citizens who are increasingly unwilling to tolerate the corruption that permeates their institutions. Governments occasionally crack down on Triad activities for public relations purposes, but the underlying reliance on organized crime persists. Token arrests make headlines, while underground handshakes ensure that the status quo remains unchanged. This fragile balance between public image and private collusion reveals the cyclical and unresolved nature of the power dynamic between Southeast Asian governments and the Triads.